Hey, listen to Cookout Podcast, episode 313. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to continue the arc of perpetual hype by talking about backgrounds. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're seconds after recording last week's episode, but it's today. But to everybody else, it's a brand new week. We're back to, I guess, I don't know if this is capping off the arc of perpetual hype, because we're not sure if hype season is going to continue over the next couple of weeks.
It will.
And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But before we get to any of the stuff we're going to talk about today, including backgrounds, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all your gaming needs.
That's right. I'm trying to figure out what voice that is, what accent and voice that is.
I don't know. I just started hearing it coming out of me, and then it just came out of me.
Okay, you went with it.
Yeah, just like that time yesterday when you got real sick from eating something, or that time every time I've ever eaten a taco.
Yeah, I don't know what in God's name was wrong with me yesterday. So I gets up, and I have protein shake, little snack mid-morning, was with the boy all day because preschool's done. I had some tuna and yogurt for lunch. Had some Tim Hortons because Canada. Came home feeling really sick. Got so sick. Didn't throw up. Felt like I was going to throw up. Like, that feeling in your throat right before you throw up?
That's the worst part of throwing up.
All
is the
day.
Feeling you're going to do it, yeah.
Right before you do it.
Oh, yeah.
And it never happening. It's like I was edging myself. Don't Google that.
No.
But throw up. Definitely don't Google that.
No.
And all day, didn't eat, missed Chinese food with the family. Then the spring rolls got left out. And normally I would just eat them. When
but
they're
you don't risk it at that point.
I already didn't feel very good this morning, and I didn't barely eat anything yesterday. Ooh. And when the spring rolls were out overnight, I just had a little bit of Gatorade, made a protein shake this morning. Feel good. Gonna plant some trees later.
Erred on the side of caution. And
yes.
And if you have to poop while you're planting trees, you can just poop in the tree hole.
Ooh.
And then that tree is going to grow way faster than all the other trees.
One giant tree.
Yeah. And then when Val's older, you can be like, hey, you know why that tree's so much taller? You'll be like, oh, why, Dad? Because I pooped in it.
Because I took a shit in it.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
That's how it works, right? Like, that's how...
Yeah, well, yeah. I've got something. This is how it works.
I'm no botanist, but I'm sure that's how that works.
I know how this works. Okay. You go to FusionGamingOnline.com.
Ah, yes.
You buy all the stuff that you're going to buy anyways,
yep.
But this way, you get a discount.
Right.
At checkout, you use promo code CCO Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Get 5% off.
Yeah, that's right.
Spending more than $100.
Yep.
CCO Perks. Want to activate both codes? Activate both codes. Mm-hmm. You want to activate both codes buying stuff that's already on sale because of their deal of the week?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
And it'll let Fusion know that their boys
we're doing a good job.
Doing them a solid.
And we're trying real hard.
Yeah, so last week
we're trying almost as hard as editor Joe, who works really hard to make us look good on the internet every week, and everybody should probably just take the time to appreciate that by going over to YouTube and watching it and subscribing to the channel, because it's awesome. And pretty soon we haven't forgotten our promise for explosions. Ryan might be trying to back out of it because he doesn't want me to blow up his house, and I don't want to blow up his house either. But you know what? We're gonna figure out a way of blowing something up, because we promised. And we ain't bitches. Yeah. We're explosion people.
Explosion is...
Yes, and it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be amazing.
Couple other things. Couple other podcasting business pieces.
Okay.
We also haven't forgot about our 3,000 sub giveaway. I wasn't going to bring it up until we kicked it off, but we hit over 3,000 subs, so thank you. Should be everybody else who watches who isn't should be subscribed, because
we'd be at 6,000 subs.
40% of who watches us aren't subscribed.
And why? It costs you nothing.
But when we go to the Fusion 5K, July 9th in Winnipeg, you should come and see us there. We're going to get all the giveaway stuff. And then after that is when we're going to do the giveaway.
One of the things that might be given away is a lock of hair or a molar tooth from one of the people at Fusion that I will remove from them until they follow me on Twitter.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Other podcasting
They think I'm going out there for a visit. No, this is business, and it's personal ass business. Okay? I know what goes on in Winnipeg. Everybody gets beat with a cue ball and a sock there. That's just how it works. So when I show up with my cue ball and sock, there will be No questions asked. None of them. And then I'll have a necklace made of teeth, maybe got an ear on it or something. It's going to be awesome.
Gross.
Yeah, so if you want fucking weird bodily fluid prizes, don't Google that. I'm your boy.
Other podcasting business?
Other podcasting business.
We forgot to do the giveaway last week.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, and because we're doing 2 episodes in a row, I don't have another winner picked.
Oh, no.
So, if you watch our pre-show every week before the show, except for this week apparently, you can enter the booster pack game.
Yes.
You guess the commander that we're giving hints to, or you do the little things in the comments that we ask you to do, and that'll get you entered in to win a stinky old booster pack from my onion bag of booster packs, a CCO token pack, which people seem to like, or a CCO sticker pack.
Which people also like.
Yes.
People love stickers. Stickers are awesome.
Stickers, patches, and pins. I guess those are the things that people like put on their backpacks and deck boxes and stuff. And we've never done pins or patches because stickers seem a little bit more universal.
Yeah. We have one patch that FU Steven made for me that I put on my Magic bag, and I'm very, very proud of.
Yes.
So, but that's like a one-off thing that Steven made for me. You can check out his Etsy store if you want to. Maybe we'll have a link for it.
Yeah. We can do that.
He makes fantastic stuff, and support him if you can.
Dang it, Brando! Now I got to remember to do that.
Well, fucking guy, we're supporting our homies, members of the nation. We're supporting each other.
Yeah, we're going to be staying with them in CCO Mountain View Penthouse.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
When we go to Command Fest Bellevue, we can talk about that with a little bit more oomph now because Vegas is over and Richmond is over, and I haven't even been on Twitter because I don't want to see anybody posting from there because I'm so jealous, and I got such bad FOMO when I can't go to a Magic Fest, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, the feeling of... It's real.
Yeah, I really wanted those tacos, and that would be my only opportunity possibly ever again to beat Max Crendell with a lead pipe.
Yeah, he was there. He's not going to Bellevue.
No. What a... No. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine, Max.
We're not even going to...
We didn't want to see you anyway.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyways, Mountain View Penthouse is going to be fantastic. We'll see everybody July 22 to 25 is when we're going to be there.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be super fun.
Okay, that was Fusion 5K. We talked about that. July 9th. July 22 to 5 is Command Fest Bellevue. June 25, that's coming up real quick.
Yeah, it's like, has it happened already?
I don't think so, but maybe. That's the regional qualifier in Calgary, and we're going to be there jamming Commander.
Is there going to be other people there with us, members of the nation, of the Dude Bro community?
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
probably. We're going to be there. That's June 25. We're going for a one-day trip because it's like driving distance.
Yeah.
And
Calgary's fun.
Yeah, meet us there. Come hang out. We'll give you some stuff. We'll play some games, and it'll be a great time. Final piece of business.
Okay.
The winner from last week.
Right. That's what started this whole thing.
Yes. Probably real name? Andy Stalker. But maybe not real name.
That doesn't sound like a real name. No.
I don't know. It's spelled not like stalker. Like it's spelled like... Anyways.
Like with a 0 instead of an O?
In true YouTube fashion. No.
A 3 instead of an E?
Yep. Andy Stalker, you get at us, commandercookout@gmail.com. You let us know your address in the email, and if you want a booster pack, sticker pack, or token pack, and we'll send you the appropriate thing.
And of course, honor system, don't fuck it up for everybody, okay?
What he said.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're trusting you guys here.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about today, Ron?
Backgrounds.
So
I saw these and wished to high heaven that you could just like pair a background with anything.
Oh my God, that would destroy the game.
That would probably be too good.
Yeah.
Because people would just take all the best commanders that they already play the most of and make them better with another card in the command zone.
Yeah, I would love to have Omnath Locus of Rage just have a sack outlet in the command zone. That would be amazing.
Yes.
Especially if that sack outlet was a Goblin Bombardment, essentially. That would be real good.
Yes. So a background is a legendary enchantment, which I think is a nice touch. They made them legendary.
Yes.
And it is relevant.
Yes.
They're legendary enchantments that exist in your command zone if your commander has choose a background.
Right.
But if your commander doesn't have choose a background, they all say something like this. Legendary enchantment background, commander creatures you control or you own have. Something, something, something.
Yes.
Yes. Of note, commander creatures you own
Yeah.
So if you gain control of somebody else's commander,
You don't get the background benefit.
that's right, because they're different people.
But if somebody else gains control of yours, they do.
What?
Because you still own the creature.
Oh.
Yeah, so like if you have the one where it's a 10/10 by default and somebody mind controls your commander, there's still a 10/10 because you still own that card.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's next level.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to next level you.
Too late. I'm way ahead of you, man. I did lots of thinking about this and I'm like, man, this is a bad deck.
So
Bad deck.
last week we talked about having a potential disagreement, and we're going to see if we can come out the other side and still be friends.
Tall order.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with like having them in the command zone with a commander, or do you want to start by talking about having them in the 99?
I like having them in the command zone.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how they took the partner mechanic and
sidestepped around it.
And rather than giving us a friends forever kind of like another name for partner, but only with these specific dudes,
I
instead of
don't
doing
like that.
They just did something different. It's like, here's an enchantment. Here's what the enchantment is. It's something about your commander character that they have done in their past adventuring life.
Yep.
Here's something neat. Plus, it lets you add the colors, which is what what mechanically they're supposed to do because it's a draft format. I'm using the air quotes unless you're watching on YouTube and you can see me doing it. I think that's cool. I like that because you can make a mono red, mono green, mono blue deck and then add white or black or whatever. Right?
Other color. Yeah. So that's the first thing that I saw people online being confused about. Yes, they contribute to your commander's color identity. So it's in addition to whatever color it is. It's not like if you're playing a white commander, you have to have a white background.
Right.
Yeah.
So I dig that. I like that. I like how that they did that.
And that's why people play partners, right? Like Tana the Bloodsore. It's just like people play that one so they can have access to red.
Yeah.
Yeah, in their Thrasios deck.
And she's the red one that's good.
Yeah.
So there you go. I play Tana because she's fucking awesome.
She's actually the worst partner commander, I think.
Oh, man. Have you ever seen
compared to Thrasios and Timna? People play Timna and Tana just so they can get like red instead of... Anyways, whatever. Not what we're talking about.
Anyhow, I think she's very good. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is once you start putting them into the 99, they're fine. But if you're going to build the background deck, I think that you're building the worst kind of meme deck because your deck, because I don't super like meme decks all the time. I know. See, I said that just to get them going. Because the deck isn't going to work. I looked through this, and let's just say you play all the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Let's just say you do that.
Like five color commandy.
5 color
all
commander.
Backgrounds.
All backgrounds all the time.
30 of them.
Horde of Notion, 30 backgrounds. What's your deck going to do? It's going to want to play dragons and sacrifice artifacts and have
do you just play like a 5-color dragon? Because some of the backgrounds are specific to dragon.
Yeah, there's
right?
2 specific dragon ones. They're the only tribe ones that are specific. But there's lots of them that make your other creatures do stuff. So now you have to play other creatures that I guess are dragons or changelings. Good. And then you have to have a bunch of them because some of them say you have to sack creatures. Some of them rely on you sacking creatures, so you have to have like a token theme going on there. There's other ones that want you to sack artifacts. You have to have a way of making a bunch of artifacts. So you probably have a clue or treasure or food sub-theme in there as well. And you just end up with this mishmash, ridiculous deck that does literally nothing as soon as your commander's dead because these only impact your commander. And if somebody takes your commander, all of your hard work is now theirs.
So this isn't my argument against that, but this is maybe in addition to or also.
Oh yeah, pile the dirt on. Make my argument for me.
Fucking pile it on. If you made the background deck, that's kind of like making a Voltron deck. Which don't really, and they do exist still, but they don't really exist like they used to, let's say 10 years ago.
Yeah, they're not the same. Those same kind of Voltron battle cruiser things, they don't really...
I'm thinking like Earl the Miststalker, Rafika the Many, that kind of stuff.
You can still do it, but you got to have... I have a Tana Voltron deck, oddly enough.
Yeah,
and it has the go wide strategy. Once I've done that quick shock kill... Now my deck is doing its other thing.
You got to switch because people wise up.
Exactly. So once people figure me out, I've got a deck that still functions.
And those decks have kind of morphed into a very morphed from a very high density of kill you quickly type things to a very high density of protect my Voltron commander because people wise up. Yeah. People wise up before the game even starts.
Yeah, they look. Right? Well, you play your first 2 cards and people get you figured out.
No, fuck that. They look at your commander.
And if you say and even if you're doing the stupid rule 0. Oh, don't worry, it's just backgrounds. Everybody's gonna laugh at you because it's like, your deck sucks. I don't have to worry about you. Good.
Now, I think.
Now, don't confuse that with don't play backgrounds in the 99 of your deck, because lots of these are pretty cool.
Lots of them are good.
And Agent of the Iron Throne is really good if you're playing a Aristocrats style deck.
Yep. Give that one a read. Give us an example of one that goes in the 99.
Agent of Iron Throne is a background for black 2. Commander creatures you own have whenever an artifact or creature you control eats shit or goes to the graveyard, each opponent loses a life.
That goes in Aristocrats decks because your commander gains that ability.
Yeah.
That's like saying this card says that, but you get to keep this card if your commander dies.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't exactly say that because you don't keep that effect if your commander dies, but you don't have to redeploy this effect if your commander dies because it just stays there.
Yeah, you just play your commander
and
again. And
enchantments are harder to kill usually than creatures.
Truth.
So they do have their merit, and there's 30 of them total. A bunch of them are pretty good.
There are some very good ones.
And here's the thing that I'm trying to juxtapose or struggling with is I don't think that there's any that I would put into any current decks that I have. But if I made the background deck, there's a bunch that I know would be really good.
Now, are we talking the background deck that I just described, or are we talking about the deck where you've picked a background commander that has a background?
We're talking about neither.
Oh shit!
And I'll tell you, this is what I think in rebuttal, I guess.
Okay.
I wouldn't choose a 5 color and just put all 30 backgrounds in it. Though, if you did, just hear me out. 30 backgrounds, 30 extra cards, probably mana ramp removal and card draw, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Commander. That puts me at like 61 or 2 cards.
Right.
I'd still have all the room that the deck needs for land, plus a couple other cards.
Plus some swords.
Or whatever.
Because you're playing a Voltron deck, so you play swords.
Yeah. So theoretically, one could do that. Though I don't think that that's the best way to do it.
No.
I'll give you an example of what I would do.
Okay.
And is this a background deck or is it not? I don't know.
Yeah, it can't be another type of deck with just a bunch of backgrounds in it.
Oh, well, that's what the background deck is. Right? So it's still a background deck. If I said I'm playing Tuvasa backgrounds, right? So Tuvasa the Sunlit is Bant for a 1/1 Merfolk Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tuvasa gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm playing backgrounds already.
Yep.
Pretty cool. And I can ramp with enchantments like Mirari's Wake and Wild Growth and Utopia Sprawl, things like that.
Right.
Things that go in Enchantress decks anyways.
Right.
Whenever you cast your first enchantment spell, each turn, draw a card.
Sure.
So she's also an Enchantress.
Right.
So I'm playing the enchantment ramp. I'm playing backgrounds. We'll talk about which one specifically in a minute. And I'm playing all the Enchantress cards that are in those 3 colors. And then the couple kind of clone enchantments that are in blue.
Sure.
So is it an Enchantress deck? Is it a Voltron deck? Is it a background deck? Or could we just call it all 3?
Yes.
We just call it all 3, right?
It's all the decks.
And if I say it's a Tuvasa deck, people are thinking like Enchantress decks that beat, right? If I call it Tuvasa background, they're thinking, oh, it's an Enchantress deck that beats, right? If I say Tuvasa Enchantress aggro, you're still thinking the same thing, right? So is it a background deck? I don't know if it is. Is it an Enchantress deck? Yeah, kind of it is.
It's a lower powered Enchantress deck.
It probably is. Or even if it's not, if the power level is still high, because it's probably still a deck that goes very fast, it's an Enchantress deck that might not have as much long game because it suffers from aggro and Voltron problems.
Yes.
Which I'm totally okay with because that's kind of high risk, high reward.
Yeah, and they're both essentially the same problem.
Yeah.
Which once you get nuked back to the Stone Age, it takes a long time to come back.
Yes. And you know what? I'm going to throw this out here too, and I think that you would agree with this.
Hit me.
If I get to do the thing,
Right?
the thing is, make Tuvasa 10-10 and then give her double strike, because backgrounds will do that.
Yeah.
And I get to maybe attack, and maybe they block, maybe they remove her, maybe they wrath, and I'm back in the Stone Age.
Mm-hmm.
I still got to do the thing.
Yeah, you still did your thing.
I'm still hanging out with some friends.
Yep.
Probably going to drink more beer now than if I was actively really engaged.
Yeah.
All of those things are okay.
Nothing wrong with any of that stuff.
Cool. Okay, so we switched over to some cards. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got a few things that are going to back up my Tuvasa theory.
Okay.
My Tuvasa deck that I think are really freaking good.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I know this is a 6-drop card, so it doesn't really fit into like curving out 1, 2, 3, 4 on your Tuvasa curve. I know that. But this is Raised by Giants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so green 5 background. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 1/1 and are giants in addition to their other types.
10-10.
Oh, is that what did I say?
Yeah, base power. You said 1/1.
Oh, yeah.
It's 10, which is 10/10. 10.
Yes. 10 times as big as I said.
Yes.
Base power and toughness 10/10. And then you would put a +1/+1 counter on Tuvasa because you cast an enchantment.
Yes.
So she'd be an 11/11.
Right.
Cool.
That's
Now,
pretty good.
Let me continue. If then I have also Flaming Fist, which is the most CCO name in the entire set.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn.
With those 2 enchantments, your Tuvasa is now a 1-hit kill.
Yes. And I would maybe cast this before or whatever, like this on turn 2 or 4, Tuvasa on 3. If I got some stout ramp of the enchantment variety, I might have that Raised by Giants like out on turn 4.
Sure.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. And I'll give you this. One kind of neat thing about this is in a lot of Voltron strategies, you load up your dude with a bunch of stuff. Your guy eats it. All that stuff goes to the graveyard. Now you got to do a bunch of work to get it back.
Yes.
Whereas with backgrounds, they're kind of do-nothing cards that sort of feel bad to remove because you can just kill the creature that it's affecting and now they don't do anything.
Yes.
But at the same token, once you've played the commander again, now all these damn enchantments are doing their thing again.
Yes.
You got to get the Raised by Giants to stop Tuvasa from being a 10-10.
Yes.
And it's like, what do you kill? Do you kill the giant commander that's trying to get you, or do you kill the thing that's making her big, even though she's still going to kind of get you?
I think that raises some really cool game theory and gameplay scenarios and questions. I think that these are at their best with commanders that cost 2 or 3.
Yep.
Because they are all active again when you cast your commander a second time for 4 or for 5.
Yeah.
And then again for 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
It's not bad.
I think that they make politicking, when you're talking about this aggro kind of Voltron scenario that I'm crafting, they make politicking so important. I'm going to leave that to Vasa because I don't think it's going to come to me. Or if it does, I've got this Path to Exile in my hand or whatever that I'm not going to cast. I'm just going to let them know that I have it. Or I'm going to bluff that I have it. And then they won't attack me.
And then they do, and then you actually do have it?
And yeah. And then if they do, what's the worst that can happen? They've spent like 10 mana and a card, and I'm spending 1 mana and a card, and they're getting nothing for it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that speaks to Path to Exile more than Tuvasa backgrounds.
Yes.
But here's another one. Commander creatures you own. Oh, this is Hardy Outlander.
Okay.
So if Tuvasa climbs up out of the ocean and is climbing trees now. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no other player has more life than that player, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power.
So you can make a bigger co-beater.
Yes. Now, if my co-beater happens to be a Glistener elf, and my Tuvasa has a Raised by Giants on it, 1 hit, baby.
Yeah.
What if I'm playing Colossal Hammer, and in white, the artifact tutors and Stoneforge mystics and stuff that just put the artifact into play and equip for free?
Yeah.
Right? Stonehewer Giant, and I get the Colossal Hammer, and now all of a sudden, 20/20. Don't even need double strike background. Right? So all these kinds of things just lean into backgrounds just being fun, quirky, political, game changers, I guess.
Sure.
And when you can spread them out across, Steel Shaper's Gift, Stonehewer Giant, Glistener Elf. Now I'm playing fucking Voltron Infect, right? I don't know, what does that say about me? But I could potentially kind of come up with a go wide strategy. There's another one here. Inspiring Leader. This is one that you liked. Commander creatures you own have creature tokens you control get +2/+2.
That's a cool one.
That's a cool one.
I like that one.
You could play that I know that your Tana deck doesn't include white, but if you partnered her with somebody who had white, you could put this in the 99, and then all of a sudden, both of your commanders have creatures you control have +2/+2.
Yeah.
So all your creatures actually get +4/+4.
Yes. Who was it that pointed that out? Somebody pointed that out to me. I was like, holy shit. You're right.
Some of them get twice as good.
Yeah.
Like that one gives all your creatures +4/+4 when you have 2 commanders.
Yeah.
So there are scenarios where they're good in bunches. There are scenarios where they're good when you already have partner. Right?
Here's background. We just said they put background in to not like further break the partner mechanic. And then the partner mechanic is so good it takes this kind of marginal half measure and just makes it so good.
One partner is like holding somebody down. The other partner is taking a shit right on somebody's chest.
Yes.
And that shit is a background.
Yeah.
So you were thinking about some commanders that choose a background, right?
In my head, I was thinking, which of these is my favorite? And I think we talked about it on our Legendary Creature review, where I really like Karlak, Fury of Avernus.
Yeah.
That's the 5/4 for 5. When it attacks, if it's the first combat phase, you untap all your stuff, give your dudes first strike, and then you get an additional attack step.
Yeah.
Choose a background. I'm thinking, okay, well, how does my deck change based on the backgrounds that I've picked?
Yeah.
And I mean,
because that's mono red right now.
Yeah, so instead of doing mono red, infinite attack steps, which is probably done better by Morag or whatever. Like there's just a deck that kind of does that a little better. I could use this and add black with Haunted One, which is a background, obviously. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures you control that share creature type with it get +2/+0 and Undying until end of turn.
So when you tap to attack with your combat steps, they get bigger.
So I can play, I guess, maybe not tieflings, but I can play barbarians.
Oh, yeah. Play some little bits of Cold Eyes in there.
Right. Like there's definitely a reason why she's not a devil warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because
devil tokens.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that they cut us off at the pass there, but they kind of did.
Whenever a spell... Oh, sorry, I was reading a different one. Yeah. Sorry.
And so, of course, since Haunted One says that every time it attacks, you get your additional combat step, that means every time you attack, your dudes are going to get 4 on the second attack step, and they'll already have first strike. So you've got a really good Rakdos, attacky, tiefling/barbarian tribal deck, which I think would be really cool.
Yep.
Which would be lots of fun.
I do like that.
We talked about Inspiring Leader. That's the +2/+2 to your creatures. Now you're playing kind of Boros attack, but now you're doing the attack because you're attacking twice every turn, which instantly makes your typical Boros deck twice as good.
There you go.
Right? So what if we add Sword Coast Sailor? Now we're adding blue. Commander creatures have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, this creature can't be blocked.
Oh yeah, that will go in the Tuvasa one too. I forgot about that one.
For the exact same reason, because now we can kind of Voltron up our commander a little bit.
Yep.
Swing at the biggest life total person, make the creature unblockable, and just murk them with commander damage. Just kill them outright.
Yeah.
Because you can't block it.
By accident. Not on purpose like I was doing.
Yeah.
On accident because you're just hitting them every turn.
Yeah, because you're just slapping the shit out of them.
Oh, I guess you can't hit them every turn because their life would go down.
Yeah.
But if you're playing some kind of maybe burn deck, maybe you hit them once for 10 and now they don't have the most life, but you go like Comet Storm, you. Like not the person you're attacking. Knock their life down 1 point less than the person that you already hit for 10 or 11. You hit him again for 11.
Or since you have your other attack step, you just kill somebody else. Just 21 the person with the highest life total, untap everything, do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Yep. You know what one of my favorite things about all these is they all, except for Raised by Giants, they all cost like 1, 2, or 3 mana.
Yeah, there aren't very many really expensive ones.
Dragon Cultist costs 5. That's at the beginning of your end step, if a source you control deals 5 damage this turn, you create a 4/4 red dragon token with flying.
Fine, I guess.
That would be good in Perforos decks.
Yeah.
Because Perforos would always deal that much damage.
Absolutely.
And then you get a token, thus dealing more damage.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Hey, so if you play Perforos with Torbrand in it, you need to have like 2 guys ETB, then you get another guy, and then he's going to deal 4 when he comes in.
Become F. Maybe I should get one of those and put it in my Torbrand deck.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, it's good.
It's not too bad.
That's good stuff.
But so I guess just like the theory crafting of a deck, you can have a deck that kind of does the same thing, but in a bunch of different ways using these backgrounds, which I think is what they were initially intended to do. But I think in action, you're going to see some kind of neat stuff that maybe you didn't think about at first, but it's going to give you the opportunity to do like the mono red thing, but with black or with blue or with green. And I am a big fan of doing that.
Man, I'm a big fan of playing just janky, stupid stuff. Okay. You know, back in the day, like 100 years ago, I played Rorik's Bladewing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Haste Dragon, 6/5 flying, 6/5 flying haste, all flavor text, baby. That's what he did.
Yep.
Dragon, kind of tribal, Voltron, extra attacks, double damage, double strike, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
That deck with Tavern Brawler. That's my background, baby. Red 2. Commander creatures you own have at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. This creature gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value, that card's mana value. So I was thinking of anything that's got like a crazy high mana cost for what it does. And the first thing that came to mind was like
Draco.
That's
a Talkthon worm.
A Talkthon worm. I was thinking of Force of Will.
Earthquake Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That's the new one. I think he's the new this costs the most one, right?
Yeah, probably. I was thinking of... what the heck was I thinking of?
Don't know. You have to tell me.
I know. I was actually thinking about like maybe green, because if you don't exile the card to make your commander bigger, you want to be able to cast all these big bigs.
Yeah.
Right? And
that dinosaur that costs 12, but it costs way less.
Yeah.
So your dude,
Galta?
Yeah, your dude gets giant from the Galta, and then you can play Galta for 2 because Galta made your commander so big.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a combo.
The card I was thinking of was Blazing Shoal. Blazing Shoal kind of acts like Tavern Brawler, where it's red X, and you remove a red card, like you exile a red card from your hand to pay X.
Yeah.
So if the red card in my hand, because I drew it, was like an 8-drop, like Avatar of Slaughter. There's one.
There's a good one.
There's one. Avatar of Slaughter is X = 8, but it only costs red. So I'm giving my commander +8/+0 until end of turn, and it just lets me do the thing that I'm already doing. It gives me redundancy in the command zone of what I'm already doing.
It Blazing Shoals your whole library.
And then a bunch of stuff that lets us manipulate is going to play right into this strategy. There's like Seer's Lantern lets you scry, and Sensei's Divining Top, Scroll Rack. Like everybody knows those cards are good.
Yeah.
But they're even better when I can put the Soul Ring on turn 10 on the bottom of my library, and there's a 10-drop. I'll attack, reveal my guy, boom, you die.
Mm-hmm.
So just an example of how they fit in. I've got like Scion of Hollister. Hollister? Is that a place?
Hollister. It's a god, I believe.
Scion of Hollister is the first time the commander creatures you own have. The first time you would draw a card each turn, instead look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your graveyard, and put the other on the top of your library, then draw a card. That's like Nekuzar deck's new best friend, because you get to put stuff into your graveyard and it gives you card selection. That's a good ass card. That's
kind of neat. Yeah.
Is that what is it? Surveil?
No.
What's the one where you scry, but you can scry to your graveyard? That's got to be Surveil.
I don't think. Is it Surveil? It might be. It's got the E-Honda 100 hand slap demon guy, whose name I also don't remember.
Dang, we suck.
We're terrible at this. We're the worst Magic the Gathering content creating creators of all time.
Oh man, if only we looked at our phone constantly when we were
I know.
recording.
instead of just trying to use our minds. We suck. But yes, I see what you're saying. It gives you the option to select cards, and it's got a cool picture on it. The guy's pouring some like acid poison shit onto one of those like swinging axe blades that come down.
Swingy cutty things where they swing back and forth and they like cut you.
Yeah.
What are those things called?
Guillotines, I think.
No, guillotines are the ones that come down and chop your neck.
I used to know the name of those, but
maybe it says in the flavor text.
Pendulums, like Pit and the Pendulum, swings back and forth.
Well, yeah, it's anything that swings back and forth is a pendulum.
Pendulum blade.
Pendulum blade. Yes, that's
Did it.
like a compound word. Yeah.
You know which one I really like? Like a lot. Shameless Charlatan.
Shameless Charlatan. That sounds like a creature.
I know, but it sounds like a clone. But get this. Shameless Charlatan turns your commander into a clone. And you know how much I like clones? Blue 1 and commander creatures you own have. Blue 2, this creature becomes a copy of another target creature.
Oh, man.
So if your commander's ever outclassed by something just dope, just turn him into that creature. Neat.
Do you just play this in clone.deck? Do you just play like Jasmine Boreal or like all flavor text and you just play this one in that deck?
Oh man, there's a rule 0 I think people could get behind. Hey,
Jasmine Boreal and frickin' Shameless Charlatan.
Yeah.
Next one that sounds like a creature, Street Urchin. This is the sacrifice outlet that you were talking about, right? Yep. Commander creatures you own have 1. Sacrifice another creature or an artifact. Hey, what's going on with that? This creature deals 1 damage to any target. So your commander is dealing that damage, which I think is interesting.
Which is, well, I mean, if you tainted strike or whatever your dude.
Ooh,
right? Like,
that's good.
All kinds of greaseball shit you can do with that.
Hey.
Yeah. And if you go back to yesterday, we were talking about
I could put that in Dye's Tribal Lord of Tressorhorn.
Yeah.
I'm already playing all the infect stuff.
Do it.
And I want my guys to die.
There you go.
I hate my guys. Want them dead.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah.
They're the worst guys.
Sacrifice them, kill them all.
We were talking yesterday about playing cards from exile.
Yeah.
We got a background passionate archaeologist. Also costs 2. Whenever you would cast a spell from exile, this creature deals damage equal to that spell's mana cost to target opponent. That's pretty cool.
Damage equal to the spell's mana cost.
Like, that's pretty cool. So now while
the card draws and the rituals I was talking about last week.
Yeah, now they're damaging. Now they're doing damage.
Oh, that's freaking good. You pair that with like all the guys, like the gutter snipe type guys.
Yep.
Then you have like such a huge density of gutter snipe type effects.
Yep. You're sniping from the gutters and milling at the same time.
Oh.
Like some of these are really cool and they
Man.
really, and some of them are just generally good. Like we have another white card draw spell in Folk Hero where when you play something that shares a creature type with your commandy, draw a card once a turn, but still it's there.
I wish, this is one of the backgrounds that comes in the party deck.
Yep.
Party time that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
And this is the one that if anybody said, "Oh yeah, there's blue," if it was blue, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, why does blue get this?"
Yeah.
And I wish it was blue though.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
You wish all the tribal stuff was blue though. That's
I'm biased, and it's not like I don't appreciate when white gets all the good cards and searching stuff. Remember on our top 5 and 5 for the end of 2021 was white, the color white.
Yeah, the color white was just the best thing.
And let's say we're halfway through the year. 2022. This is June.
Yep.
Probably still June when this comes out. Have we seen that for white again? Has white caught up? Has it crawled out of the gutter? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? Where you thought that blue was the worst monocolor now?
Mm-hmm.
Do these backgrounds help that?
No.
Oh.
No, like
they don't move the needle enough?
I think if you look at the color distribution and what all of the different ones do, I think that overall the blue ones might be the worst.
Maybe.
Like Candle Keep Sage is good. Like commander creatures coming in or leaving, you draw a card. That's
a good one.
That's cool. Sack an artifact, draw a card, put a counter on.
Draw a card.
The dungeon,
that's a freaking good one.
Dungeons trigger both times. Like
that's a good one.
It's like there's lots of stuff they do, but they just don't feel as sick. I guess I don't know.
I guess for however good draw a card is, like. It's one of the best 3 words in Magic, right? To staple onto something. Kind of feels a little bit boring.
Yeah.
And I don't want to...
If you're one of those value farmers that just loves to draw cards and all of your cards say draw a card on them.
Yeah.
Cool.
At the same time, though, like if you just have draw a card on something or staple it on, sure, fine. It kind of feels boring, but at the same time, I also don't like cards with 58 lines of text. So it's like, I don't know. I want my cake and I want to eat. I don't want you to have cake and I don't want you to eat it too, is what that feels like to me. Because having my cake and eating it too would be all the blue cards say draw a card and liking cards with 58 lines of text on them. And I don't feel like either of those is like what I want.
There's a happy medium between those things too. Like blue can do other stuff besides draw cards.
Yeah.
And if you look at these things, are they doing that? I don't think they are. Sure, they have one that makes a dragon for whatever fucking reason. Blue's making dragons now.
Yeah.
But like they all kind of just signify draw a card. When you look at the dungeon abilities trigger an additional time, what's the one that you're the most excited about?
The one that
draw a card.
Yeah, the one that gives you like treasures.
Yeah, right? So it's, I don't know, like they're just not getting the level. What are you drawing to? You're drawing to a psych rift or a counter spell or a combo piece?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Right?
think for me the blue ones they feel
they're just underwhelming to
the
me.
most bland, yeah. And they feel like they just go in the 99 the most without, like I said, without moving the needle at all.
They're just value cards. And
Yeah.
people who like value, you can have all the value that you want. But I will argue now, and I have argued before, and I will argue for a long time. I think the quality of card now is high enough now where instead of trying to draw to a particular thing, you can just play something awesome.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That's an interesting thought to expand on.
Like instead of drawing something that's like, oh, this will draw me into that thing that I want, I'll just play more things that you want, and then you're playing things.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Get what you want the first time.
What if because things are so good, people run more removal? I deploy all my things that get removed, and I can't fill my hand up. Is the argument?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean that's
So that you're not saying run zero card draw. You're just saying run more good things, run more threats.
Run good things along with your card draw, right? Like don't focus so much on that value, because that also makes your deck feel real samey. We've talked about that on the show too, where if your deck's all drawing cards, your deck, it will get samey after a while because you're just trying to draw the same 5-6 cards over and over again.
It's like when you fill your deck with tutors and cantrips, right?
Yeah. You end up doing the same thing every game. And again, if that's your deal, do it.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I was going to say of all the different colored backgrounds, I think the blue ones feel the most bland and samey, but there's one that works best with Blink.deck, which is probably going to include white. That's Candlekeep Sage. Mm-hmm. Then there's one that draws you cards for sacrificing an artifact. That's Clan Crafter. Probably works the best in an Izzet deck.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's the dungeon one, and that's going to go in the 99 of the Esper dungeon card from the
previous Forgotten Realms.
There's the clone one, which is probably the most blue feeling one.
Just awesome.
And then
like
there's
that one.
Sword Coast Sailor,
Yeah, we
which
talked about that one.
goes in aggro decks.
Yeah.
And then the only other blue one is the Feywild Visitor. That's the dragon one.
Yeah.
It goes in fucking dragon deck.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't base blue.
Yeah, so
I guess we're okay.
Remember when we used to say white is like the best support color because you add white and you get all these really great things, but white on its own isn't the color that your deck is probably going to be primarily? Here's blue doing that now.
Here's the example in blue where they've given maybe a little bit more love to white in Flaming Fist, Folk Hero, Inspiring Leader. Is there any other really good white ones? Don't care.
Noble Heritage is kind of neat, but I don't know if that's like a
Noble Heritage. That's actually that's an ability from an advisor, but I don't remember what it's called. Orzhov Advocist.
Yeah.
Where if you pump your guy, you can't attack me, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You get protection from the player, not just that creature, from the whole player.
Oh yeah, it's Orzhov Advocist Plus,
which is important because getting protection from players is sick.
Yeah, put that back in my Pramicon Advisors deck. Pramicon's got a background now. A noble one. Yeah. Cool. So, I don't know. I had a deck in mind with the Tuvasa thing. You had it in mind to put into decks, right?
Yeah, I had a couple of like decks kind of in mind. If I was going to build one, I think if I'm going to build a deck from this, it's probably going to be the Groll thing from last week.
Yeah.
It's probably the one that I end up putting together. But, I mean, I don't know. I think we can all agree that 30 backgrounds in a deck would probably end up being a shitty deck.
doesn't seem like it would be very powerful.
No, it
even
wouldn't.
if you played partners.
Yeah.
Unless there's some weird combo that we're missing when you have like two commanders that both say the same thing.
There probably is, but you know what? That's fine.
Maybe you need a third thing, which actually would be a fourth thing because you need two commanders, a background, and something else.
Yes, and
then,
probably another background.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, well, this isn't even actually very powerful if it's a 4-card synergy or combo, right?
Yeah. So
which is fine.
But I think that adding them to single color, monocolor decks to make them double color decks is great. And I think it adds a lot of design space that is really cool because I don't think a lot of unlike the partners, original ones at least, the cards aren't designed to be generic. They're designed to be pretty focused in this set at least. So when you add the background to that, you're actually adding an additional color to a monocolored commander, which I think is really cool and was really well done, I guess is the best way to say it. But past that, I don't know if we're going to see this again.
That's what I was just going to ask. Do you think that we're going to either see background again when we go back to D&D land inevitably?
Probably. Because it lets you... Because these aren't... I don't think these have broken the format yet.
No.
And because they didn't, I'll bet you they go back to it.
You think that they'll go back to it like in pre-cons?
Maybe.
Or do they go back to it in main set?
That'd be kind of neat if they went back to it in commander decks where you had like all the 3 built-in commanders in your deck.
Like the 3 that the deck comes with.
Right.
Yeah.
And they all have pick a background, and then the deck has 2 or 3 backgrounds. Because that changes your deck from I have 3 commanders to I have, I don't know, exponentially more. But
9 or 12 or whatever.
Yeah, like each one of your commanders now has 2 different ways you can play the game. 3 if you include without a background.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I would like to see that. That'd be neat.
Yeah.
That would be a neat like gimmick for the next set of commander decks they do.
Do you think that they could make choose a background commanders 2 color or make backgrounds 2 color? Do you think that we're getting into too many colors?
I think now we're into too many colors. Do whatever you want, kind of thing. I like the monocolor with monocolor myself. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like it this way. I like a little bit of restriction in my building.
Yeah,
the more colors you get, the more you can just fucking do whatever you want, and
yeah. So that's our opinion. That's our shtick.
It's our thought on backgrounds.
I think they're cool. I like them.
I think that they're neat. Yes, I hope that they do come back to it because
to it.
I
remember what I was going to ask you.
Ooh,
I remember. Okay, so remember when Theros came out and around our F&M, we saw a marked increase in Enchantress type decks.
Yes.
Do you think that we're going to see that kind of thing that where people are trying to do the like the Tuvasa thing that I was talking about or the background deck? Do you think that this will temporarily, I keep saying, move the needle?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
There's not enough incentive.
Well, at least around our EDH and M, I haven't heard a lot of excitement about this set.
I think probably because it's just not very powerful.
Yeah, like
nobody's talking about cards in this set because there's nothing like Jeweled Lotus in this set.
Yeah, there's no Hull Breacher, there's no Opposition Agent.
Yeah.
There's
no Apex Devastator.
Yeah, it's just kind of a lower, and there's no goddamn Soul Ring in it. Can't open them in packs. Makes me mad.
Can't you open up Soul Ring Extended Art in collector boosties?
If you can, I fucking didn't.
Or you can only open up rares in Extended Art.
I think it's just rares. I mean, you could get the Sol Ring last time, but you could only get anything from a commander deck exclusive.
It's a whole thing.
We're not doing the flow chart of what you could open. Goddamn collector boosties here. But the fact is, if you can't open Sol Rings, it's goddamn hard. And I think that the Love Your LGS promo of the Sol Ring should have come out with Commander Legends because that's where you play Sol Ring, right?
I suppose,
If you're going to spend $50 at your local game store, which you should if you can, buy yourself some Commander shit, get yourself a Commander staple.
Yeah.
First time in Old Border, in foil.
What art does it have again?
The
regular ring one?
Yes, the stupid ring one.
The Sonic ring one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think should have done something. You know what? I'm not going to complain about that again. Everybody knows I think they should do a different art every year or whatever for Sol Ring, but.
Okay, I got you. I got you something that you're going to like.
Tell me.
On Friday, July 1st, CCO Sidewalk Slam 2 comes out.
Sidewalk Slam.
Yes.
Love that show.
Yeah. So we're recording tomorrow.
Ooh.
And we are going to make editor Tyler, we're going to chain him to his computer.
Yep.
And make him get it out.
Yep.
And it's going to be a ton of fun.
Absolutely it is. We hope you all join us. Everybody seemed to like the last one.
Yep.
This one is going to be, it had the possibility based on the choices of decks that we could have played to be one of the shortest Magic the Gathering Commander games ever recorded.
Yes.
But alas, the people have spoken.
Yep.
And they didn't want the game to go that fast, it seems.
Yep.
And so we will be playing
still
a fun game.
Oh yeah, I was going to say don't spoil who the commandees
No, we're
are.
not. We're going to play a really fun game with a couple of really cool decks and a couple of really good friends. And with luck, we're going to entertain you guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to get in on helping with picking decks or strategies, or if anybody has any design know-how and wants to be part of that, we've got all of those things set up, the infrastructure for all of that set up in our Discord, which you can get access to for becoming a Patreon supporter over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast. If you like the show, if you want to support that way, that's great. If you want to tune in, watch the show on July 1st. That's Canada Day, Canada's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And the 4th being the Monday, I assume, is a holiday in the land of the free because that's Bald Eagle birthday.
Right.
And either way, you can grab a beer, shoot some fireworks off from your butt crack.
Yeah, or down your butt crack, depending on where you are.
Yes. Don't Google that.
No, it's happened. I've seen it. It's funny.
Oh.
It's hilarious. Don't actually do it, though. That kid was really hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, fireworks stories.
Oh, they're the
Fucking
best.
Hey. So that's coming up. We'll mention it again next week. Don't forget about the pre-shows every Monday. You can win our stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know, final thought of the day on backgrounds and thank the business daddies?
Backgrounds, we've talked about backgrounds. Everybody knows how we feel about it. FusionGamingOnline.com is our official business daddies. One day, I hope they will have FusionGamingOnline.com/CCO Podcast where you can go, but the store will be limited only to cards that we talk about all the time on the show. A Talkathon Worm, Brash Taunter, all the cards that we pick for our top 5s and 5s. That'd be so... We should talk to them about that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to them about that.
That'd be pretty funny. But you can also go there, use CCO Spring promo code, get 5% off all the crap that you're going to buy anyway, be their background or not. Save a couple of bucks and let them know that their association with Commander Cookout and CCO Nation is a good one, which it is because you're all good people out there. Thanks again for listening to us, and we're going to be back next week with another extra exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!